Hi everyone, this is Leslie from Clem&Thyme Nutrition. I am the owner at Clem&Thyme Nutrition and one of the 8 registered dietitians. And thank you guys for having us, the Dayton Dietetic Association, during this crazy time that we can't do this in front of you, with you in person. But I'm excited to, cook with you in the kitchen today. And hopefully you guys had the recipes and had enough time to go get groceries ahead of time. And you can cook along with me, would be fun. If not, then save the video and the recipes and cook this at a later time. So for those of you not familiar with Clem&Thyme, we are a private practice just outside of Yellow Springs. We remodeled an old farmhouse, and we mainly do one-on-one nutrition, MNT with clients, but we do one-on-one cooking classes in the kitchen. And we used to do group cooking classes pre-COVID, and we hope to get back to that. So hopefully here soon we can start doing group classes again. And we've expanded, we're doing exercise classes now, and we have a rental facility for like dinner parties. So we're expanding our offerings of those kinds of things too. So check us out if you guys have any questions. So today I thought we would make a dinner recipe, and then I also thought we would make kind of another dinner recipe, but I am gonna make it and then heat it up for lunch throughout the week. So we're gonna make the creamy buffalo chicken casserole. This is from the, I don't have it on here, do I? It's like the Real Food RDs, 2 dietitians that have the most amazing recipes. So I have not tried one of their recipes that I didn't love. And I've made this one numerous times, so I like this one. And we're also gonna make an African peanut stew again, and this is from the Modern Proper, and I'm gonna take it for lunch this week. So let's start with, I kind of tried to prep a lot of stuff, which I would encourage you to do so that you're not cooking as long. I love to prep. It's tough when you're talking to a group of dietitians. It's not like I'm talking to clients. You guys know a lot of the things that I'm going to share, tips and tricks. So I try and prep my produce, little things like that, a day ahead of time, or I a lot of times do it in the morning, like, I'll cut up the onions and the peppers, and I'll even put things on a sheet pan and have it ready to go in the fridge, and my husband just has to pop it in the oven. So all those little tricks save us time and energy and make it easier to get healthy food on the table, because we do know that it does take a lot more time, a lot of times, than, of course, going through a drive-thru. Okay, so the creamy buffalo chicken casserole. I preheated my oven. Did I? I don't remember. I think I did. And I greased my casserole dish. So it calls for a 3 to 4 quart or a 9 by 13. So I have my Pyrex down here. So it's all greased and ready. Okay, so in a large pan here, let's see, am I too close? If I can get this going. Okay, so this, in a large pan over medium-high heat, add the oil. So pretty high. Back all this stuff up. Okay, so I am using avocado and extra virgin olive oil just so I can heat it to high temps. The avocado helps that. Avocado you can heat to higher temps. So pouring in a lot of oil, and we'll wait until it gets a little bit warmer to move a lot of these out of the way. I have ingredients for several recipes in front of me. 2 recipes, I should say. Okay. I love convection because it heats up really quick, similar to gas. So once the oil is hot, we're gonna add in the cauliflower rice. So I could just process my own head of cauliflower, but this is, again, convenience wins a lot of times for me. So I got this at the Kroger, produce section, and it's about, what am I supposed to be using? It's about 3 cups, I would say. 3/4 times 5. If I could do math in my head, yeah. So I'm gonna pour this whole thing in there, and then carrots, which I already diced up, just, you know, straight down the side. Red pepper, which I already diced up, 1 red pepper. A yellow onion, diced up in a thing to just, so you guys didn't have to sit here and watch me do this. Garlic powder, dried parsley, salt, and pepper. Okay, so a lot of vegetables, which is amazing. And to be honest, you know, cauliflower rice, I have, you know, obviously it's been the trend for several years. Quite frankly, I've never loved it in recipes, if I'm just being totally honest. Like sometimes I just feel like it's not rice, right? Why are we trying to make it be rice? But this recipe is good. Like the cauliflower rice really, probably because the buffalo sauce is so strong, you know, that it's so good, I'm telling you. So that's a lot of cauliflower rice. That's what gives it. Let me get that around nice and oiled. Make sure you guys can see me. I'm gonna pour in a little bit more olive oil. Make sure it doesn't burn. Maybe turn it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm putting in the carrots. That's about 3 carrots. I know it calls for 2, but why not, right? Add more vegetables. The red pepper in here. An onion. I love onions. Add them to like every recipe. If a recipe doesn't call for onions, I'm like adding it. All those prebiotics, right, for our good gut bacteria. I mean, all of this is, but those onions, I think, are really good for us. Again, I know I'm talking to a room full of dietitians, so you guys are all, I don't have to go on and on about all the nutrients in the cauliflower and red peppers and carrots, but I will say that right now, right, I am always, year-round, all the time, dietitians, right, we're telling people to eat more colors, eat more nutrients, eat the rainbow, all those things. Right now more than ever with COVID and with cold season, you know, I'm just trying to get all the nutrients in with my clients to get their immune systems good right now. So, okay, so I put in the cauliflower rice, the carrots, the yellow pepper, the red pepper, yellow onion. Now I'm gonna put in the garlic powder and the dried parsley. So the parsley is a teaspoon. This one. Need to add some music. So there's that. Let me get the garlic. Garlic powder, I should say. I'm not a great measurer, but since I'm doing a cooking demo, I'm gonna try follow the recipe for you guys. A lot of times I'm like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a dash of salt and pepper. So a little bit of that. Okay. Salt and pepper in here, and saute, stirring occasionally until the onions, the vegetables are cooked pretty well. So I said 10 to 12 minutes. I'm not a clean cook either. I'm typically flinging ingredients like you just saw. This pan is pretty full. Okay. Beautiful. So I'm gonna put the lid on this. See if it'll cook a little faster. Okay, so now while the veggies are sauteing, in the bowl combine the buffalo sauce, mayonnaise, and eggs. So it calls for 2 whole eggs. I buy my farm fresh eggs from the Champaign local farmers market. It's amazing. It's a virtual market of like over, I think, 100 farmers and local vendors. You place your order every week by Tuesday morning, and then one of the ladies delivers them to our private practice, all of our orders on Friday. So I have just been getting, I know you can get local eggs from like a lot of places, but I've been getting them from there. It's been like so convenient for us. We're gonna get chickens at our office here soon too, so that'll be fun. Okay, so my 2 eggs are in there. Let's see. 3/4 of a cup of buffalo sauce. So whatever kind you want to use, this is a new kind, but I had it in there. You could use Frank's Red Hot. This recipe calls for Tessemae's, which is really, really good, but I didn't have one of hers. So I'm using this Thrive Market, the online grocery store. It's really good. The market is really good. I haven't tried this, but buffalo sauce is one of my favorites. So 3/4 or so of a cup in there. And then 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. So I'm using Sir Kensington's mayonnaise. We're really, again, I'm talking to a room full of dietitians, so I don't have to educate as much, but we're really big on reading ingredient lists in our office. So, you know, a lot of like Hellmann's has like some stuff you can't pronounce. There's just a lot of crap, I feel like, in our food supply a lot of times that doesn't necessarily need to be there. So, and I also like that this one's avocado oil, just because avocado oil is, you know, really good for us, monounsaturated fats. So I like Sir Kensington's. I also use Primal Kitchen, I think. So this one's really avocado oil, you know, like I think it's Hellmann's. One of them, you know, they advertise made with olive oil, and then you turn over the ingredient list and like olive oil is not even the #1 oil, you know, that they use in mayonnaise. Companies are deceiving. So, if you think you're getting one and it has olive oil, then it should be the one with the oil most used. Let's see. I think that's onion, but okay. Now combine it. So I'm whisking it in here like a orange sauce. And then it says in a casserole dish, mix together the vegetables, the chicken, and the sauce. I will tell you that I think it's easier, because I've made this recipe a few times, what I have ended up doing is I put everything in this big bowl. If you whisk the stuff in a huge bowl, then you can just throw everything in here and then transfer it to the dish. Versus trying to mix everything in, unless you're using like a tall casserole dish, trying to mix everything in the Pyrex container is more difficult, I think. So, the sauce is made. The veggies are getting there. I wish this was more live so that I could ask you guys what your favorite recipes are for using cauliflower rice. You know, what you guys throw it in, whether that's kind of like stir-fry dishes or burrito bowls. So I'll move this out of the way. The chicken I'm going to use is I was kind of running late on time and I didn't have defrosted chicken. And anyways, I just decided, I was at the store and I love the taste of shredded rotisserie chicken. So I got the Kroger Simple Truth. They now come out in actually like a container versus they used to come in like a green pole like bag. I recommend everyone get the Simple Truth brand, whether or not you think that it should be organic or not. The seller for me is that the Simple Truth ones, the only ingredients are chicken and sea salt. a lot of the other rotisserie chickens like have all these other things in them that to me don't need to be there. You know, I personally think that the chicken with just the salt is perfect. It tastes like so good. So anyways, this is the one that I get from Kroger. So I got 2 of them because both of our, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. The other recipe calls for shredded chicken too, so I got 2 of them. So I'm gonna use half of this bowl in here and then throw in the vegetables. And then I will spread it evenly in there and cook it. And then when it's done, you can drizzle it with more hot sauce, sliced green onion, or ranch. I a lot of times serve mine with ranch because I'm a dipper and I love ranch. So I love it because it's gluten-free one. I don't, a lot of people don't eat gluten. I don't eat gluten. I try not to eat too much dairy. It doesn't settle well with my stomach too much. So a lot of like casseroles, again, are like super dairy heavy, right? You know, casseroles, and it gives that like creamy, warm feeling. This is still like creamy and warm and good, but it doesn't have like a cheese or a cream sauce. Again, not that that's bad, because a lot of people can handle that just fine. But for those of your, you know, patients or yourself, if you don't handle, you know, dairy that well, this is like a warm, yummy, you know, winter. I mean, obviously you can eat it year round, but it just gives that like really like comfort food without it having a whole bunch of cream sauce in it, you know, or cheese. All right. I think it's been about 10 minutes, maybe. I'm gonna turn on my thing because I don't think I did turn it on. Which was what? What is it supposed to be at? 375? All right. Maybe like 5 more minutes. So while it's doing that, let's see if I can, so you guys just don't have to sit here and stare at me. And that's what I could start doing, is the onions a little bit. So in the Asian peanut stew, the first direction is to heat olive oil, which I'm going to use the same oil, over medium heat, and add the onions and saute them. Again, I love onions, especially like sauteed onions that turn translucent. I love like sauteing those up with mushrooms and other vegetables. So here's my other onion that I diced. I don't know if you can see that. It's super bright at my house because of all the snow. Just wonderful, right? I mean, the snow is not necessarily, I mean, it's pretty, not necessarily wonderful, but it's wonderful that the sun is out and it's bright. It's not like dark and depressing. So while that is sauteing, it smells so good. Next, we're gonna add ginger, jalapeno, garlic, and the other one. So sorry if I'm like switching to a whole nother recipe, but I thought I would get this one at least started a little bit. While that's going, I can talk. Hold on. I want my cauliflower rice to burn. Carrots are a tad bit hard. Turn that down so the onions don't burn. Okay, just like 2 more minutes. And the other recipe, the peanut stew one, obviously I could get ginger, I could get garlic. But again, convenience wins for me. So I sometimes use the garlic in the jar. Sometimes I obviously use real, not that this isn't real garlic, fresh garlic is what I should say. But I also love these like cubes these are from Target, Good and Gather. They also have them at I know they have them at Fresh Time too. So they're just so convenient and they stay good, and they're in the frozen section, and I put them in the freezer. So 1 cube of the garlic is 1 clove, and the next one calls for 4 cloves. So I would just pop out 4 of these, which I'm gonna do in a second. The ginger one calls for 1 tablespoon, and 1 cube is 1 teaspoon. So I will punch out 3 of those. So I can chat about that while this is going. All right, I think it's time to combine it. Okay, so I'm gonna pour back, sorry if I'm confusing you guys, back to the creamy buffalo chicken casserole. I am going to put half of the chicken, shredded chicken, rotisserie chicken, in this bowl with the sauce. I think that's good. Let's see, move that out of the way for the next recipe. And I'm gonna combine it a little bit in here. Again, I think this evenly coats everything a little bit better than I know the recipe says to combine it in the casserole dish, but I just think that it's hard to combine everything. So, obviously super saturated because I haven't put in the vegetables yet. Turn that off. Let's see if I can lift this. And pour all these. So see how many, I mean, it's so heavy on vegetables, which is amazing, right? Get all those vegetables in everyone, all the fiber and prebiotics and antioxidants, all the stuff and all this color. Smells amazing, which is crazy because sometimes cauliflower, right, doesn't smell that great. So stir, see if I can show you. Woo! Stir this all up. My family eats this. We have 3 young kids. And right, young kids are picky sometimes. A 6, a 4, and a 2-year-old, and all 3 of them like this. Sometimes my middle one will say, it's a little spicy. So I try and like give her some more ranch on the side, or, you know, something to tone it down a tad. All right, I think we are all good. You can just eat it like this. But we'll do what the recipe says. So we're gonna spread out evenly in the casserole dish. Make some room here. So again, she says you can use something like this, whatever works for you. All right. All in there. Spread it out. Easy peasy. And then we will bake uncovered for 20 to 25 minutes. Voila. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here. So my oven is reheated, or preheated, I should say. Let's move some of my ingredients out of the way. Get a clean space. All right. Onto the center. What did I do? There's some mayonnaise, my buffalo sauce, my parsley. These over here. All right, now on to recipe number 2. So the onions have been cooking, again, softened about 3 to 4 minutes. They're starting to be translucent, which is what you want. Okay. Add in the ginger. So again, I'm gonna put in 3 of these little cubes. So they want 1 tablespoon. So I'm just gonna pop these in here. Oh, ginger smells so good. Very good. Okay. And then garlic. There's 4 of these. Garlic smells good too, right? All the flavors, so all that flavor, spices and herbs, right? Like use as much of that as we can. So one, all the, you know, anti-inflammatory properties, right, of ginger and, sorry, I had to wash my hands. Ginger and garlic, but also, you know, garlic is a good prebiotic, right? And it just makes our food taste better, so we like look forward to it. Lots of fragrant cooking. Don't want to burn that. Okay, so the ginger, garlic, onion are in there. It calls for jalapeno, and I didn't get a jalapeno, but I had these Trader Joe's pickled fermented jalapeno slices that are really good. So I basically just got out enough that I thought looked like a jalapeno, and I diced them up in here. So put that in here. A little bit of heat, right? All right, stir those for about a minute. I'm gonna add a teeny bit more oil so it doesn't burn. All right, next, pepper. Calls for a half a teaspoon. Black pepper. Cumin calls for 2 teaspoons. Which, I thought maybe I used it in the last recipe. Okay. Tomato paste. So I got Simple Truth Organics, like in the squeeze. It comes in like a box now. Again, the ingredients are only tomatoes and salt. So some of the tomato pastes are loaded with like stuff. And when I say stuff, just stuff that doesn't need to be in our food supply and preservatives and things like that. So what does the recipe call for? 2 tablespoons. It's nice that it comes in this squeeze thing because I can put the cap on and keep it in my refrigerator versus, right, like most other ones come in like the cans, which I guess you could put in like a Tupperware container after you use it, but this is nice. All right. Cook for another 2 minutes stir it until the paste, you can't see my thing from all the way over there. Show you in a second. Definitely some heat with that cumin and the jalapeno. And the onion, really. Okay. 2 minutes. So after that, we're gonna add in crushed tomatoes. So I have Muir crushed tomatoes. These also are fire roasted. I'm gonna be like bringing some heat to my dish on accident. But Muir is, I think, or it used to be, maybe they've been bought out by General Mills. It looks like it. They used to be local, like I think like Troy or somewhere close. Stock. So I'm using Thrive Market's bone broth as our stock. Obviously you could make your own. I like this brand because, again, the ingredient list. Some of the broths are gross to me, like the amount of stuff that's in them, sugar. A lot of them say chicken flavor or natural flavoring, which I think is like, if it was natural, just say, you know, what's in it. So I like these because they just tell you, you know, like organic chicken bones, organic onions, organic carrots, organic celery, organic parsley, apple cider vinegar, black pepper, organic bay leaf, sea salt. That's all that's in this. So, you know, I think it's debatable. I don't think it's necessarily debatable about like bone broth, as long as it's like being made like the right way, which I don't know. You know, I think that this is good for our gut. Obviously making it with your own homemade bones would be the best for soothing our gut. But, you know, I think that this is good on bone broth brand. I think this is a good quality brand. So, and I'm just happy that it's not full of a bunch of junk. So that is that. And then I'm going to put in one sweet potato that I've diced. It says to peel it, but I always leave on the peel, right? More fiber. I don't mind it in the consistency. Chickpeas. So I have a can of garbanzos that I already poured out because it said to drain. And peanut butter. So I have a cup already measured out of natural peanut butter. That's just peanuts and salt. So I think it calls for creamy, but hey, I told you I don't follow directions very well. I like crunchy, and this is a good brand, Santa Cruz Organic. So it just has, again, peanuts and salt. It doesn't have like hydrogenated oil or sugar or something like that. So, and then we'll bring it to a boil. After that, all right, I think it's time to put this in. It's been more than a minute. So, add crushed tomatoes. There's that. Stock. So each of these is 2 cups. It's preheated. Let's see. Sweet potatoes. Chickpeas. And peanut butter. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I guess I didn't realize that I'm so far away from you guys. I'm no professional cooking chef. I'm a dietitian with no culinary training. Just what I've learned myself. All right. There is that. So, bring to a boil and stir. So I'm gonna turn this way up. Stir it a little bit. All that peanut butter. Okay. Put on the lid. And then at the end, we will basically, after 15 minutes and the sweet potatoes are tender, we will open it up and I'm gonna add in kale. Hold on a second. Multitasking. Are you guys somebody that cleans while you go, or do you just make a huge mess and then have to clean it up? I try and clean as I go, or at least like throw things away a little bit, although the sink is full, right? But I have, once we open it up, then we will just add the rest of the shredded chicken. It calls for like 1.5 pounds, I guess. I'm not sure if that's 1.5 pounds, but it'll be fine. There's there's garbanzos in there and sweet potatoes, other things that hearty it up. And then 4 cups of kale that'll obviously will wilt way down. And then after that, you just cook it for another 5 minutes. Taste it before you add any extra salt. And then you can top it with fresh cilantro and crushed peanuts, which I don't have out, but I'm super excited for this to, you know, put in a container, right, and take this week to work all week until it's gone, right? We might try it at dinner time too, see if my kids like it, because this is a newer recipe for us. So let's see. I need to put in my stuffed beet. All right, back to that dish. That dish is cooking for 20 to 25 minutes. So that one is in there. And this is going to cook for a little bit more. So let me clean up a little bit. I'm back. I was cleaning some dishes. Rapid boil, you can see it. So it's definitely boiling. So I am going to put in the rest of the chicken. That in there. Good. And put in our kale. Ooh, it looks so good. All right, and then I'm putting this back on. Ouch. I'm not gonna put it as high. That was like crazy boiling. And actually, I guess it should have been heat down to low and simmer for 15 minutes, which I didn't do. It was like rapid boiling for 10 minutes. Yeah, it just has about like an extra 5 minutes or so to heat up, and then I'll taste it and add salt, and then top it with some fresh cilantro and some crushed peanuts, and what an African peanut stew that I can eat for the week. So that is all I have for you guys. I don't want you guys to just have to wait for me for my buffalo chicken to get out. It has 18 minutes left of that, and this is almost done. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the recipes, feel free to message me. My email is Leslie, Leslie, at Clem&Thyme.com, and I can provide that as well. And yeah, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and are pretty active on there, and Facebook, and we have a YouTube page. We also do free cooking videos fairly often where you sign up since COVID started, and you get the recipes and get to cook ahead with us. So let us know if you guys want to do any of that too. So again, thanks for having Clem&Thyme Nutrition at the Dayton Dietetics meeting. It was fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.